What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? This is your boy Casey at K Spot Podcast. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Oh my God, it's been a long time since I last talked to you. Since I last put up with, since the last episode. I don't know. It's been like what, a week or two, something like that. I don't exactly remember how long it was, but I think it was like 2 weeks. But it wasn't my choice to be off, to go missing. There's some issues, and we're going to go into all of this on today's episode. So, as I promised you, that every episode we're going to be providing some information, talking about everything, and for this one, I have different things to talk about. First of all, I'm going to every episode, as I say, we have to have a title for it, and for this one I will call it the strapping for a COVID vacation. And the reason for that is because it's the summertime, and the excitement is like high. Everyone is trying to get ready for a vacation. I'm talking about those, for example, in the countries that are allowed to travel. If you're in a country that is already traveling, for example, in Greece, here you can travel. You can go, within the country, go different, islands and see. You take your vacations, and we have also visitors coming through. So, which means if you're out there and you're planning to come to to visit Greece, the doors are open. But also there's some other places, the other destinations, some countries, because now most of the countries, they have put some precautions to follow, so you can visit, besides the few countries that are not allowed to go out their boundaries. Those are where the problem is, or the challenges are. But why I'm calling it is why I give this title of strapping for COVID vacation is because these are like going for a battle. It's you're going for a vacation, but it's not like the usual vacations you've been taking in the old days. It's a kind of a different vacation, so that's why you have to be ready. And for today's episode, I chose to, before I get into the reasons why I went out, why I went missing, I just wanted to have to first drop these gems, this information that helps us to know, and because we are here just to share, to give you some of the experience, some of the things I've seen within this period. I've been to some places. I've seen some of the changes that have been implemented that forced me to come and share with you some of these things, because I think they are really paramount if you're planning to travel. Personally, I love traveling, and I know there's a lot of traveling world out there. Nobody doesn't want to plan a summer vacation. We look forward to all this every year, but unfortunately this year has been a bit different. But either way, we're human beings, and we always find a way to work out things. But anyway, so that's why we need to help each other for any reasons, for anything to go around the situation. To fix the situation, because right now the situation is staying safe in the midst of this pandemic shit going on around. So I got a few gems to drop for you, a few points. I think you can find them helpful somehow, because I've some of them I've experienced them, and went ahead to do some extra research to some of my friends that have been out and out of the country, because I haven't gone out yet, but I have some colleagues of mine that went out, and I've spoke to them. I have some meetings with them, and they told me what they need. I told them why I need the information. So I'm going to share with you a few points here just to consider before you travel out of your country to go to any destination, whether within the country, whether within the boundaries, or outside your country. So you need to be ready, in a certain way, to prepare than your normal vacations been doing. We can miss out on the summer vacation. The beaches are so beautiful. Oh my God. So either way we gotta find a way to reach them. So first of all, I think if you're going to travel internationally, you know for sure that is you have to have, you know, your travel, you know, health insurance covered. Like it looks like an obvious thing, but there are some policies that, like, you have to make sure that your insurance provider, you know, is going to cover you, because you know with this pandemic you don't want surprises. I mean, now with the experience we've seen in the previous, you know, time during when this whole thing started, it's enough for you to, you know, to learn. You know, you don't want to be caught up or locked up from in a country which doesn't allow, you know, when your, for example, when your insurance provider doesn't cover the country you're going to visit or the destination you're going to be visiting. So you have to, you know, that your insurance provider, like, cover you, and they have like services 24/7 when you're abroad. You know, you can reach them for any, you know, at any time in case something comes up, because you don't know. I mean, with this whole thing, it's not over until it's over, man. So you gotta make sure before you leave, you consult that the details of your, you know, travel health insurance. You know, they have to you know, to offer you what does it include. It doesn't include the, you know, these current, you know, quarantine situations and the, you know, associated costs for that. You know, in case you have to extend your trip, do they cover that? You know, you have to go and check out all this information before, you know, you leave your, you know, your country to go out. You don't want to be stuck here, man. It's crazy. You have friends that go stuck when they, you know, they are traveling by the time all this lockdown thing went out, and they insure, most of the insurance companies are like, nope, our policies don't cover that shit, we don't do that, blah blah blah. It was kind of a you know, a bad situation, but fair enough. For this, now we know what to do. This is what I was saying, like, it happens once, you better be alert enough to, you know, to learn, so that it doesn't happen to you. You don't want to be stuck somewhere without, you know, on the government supply, whatever stuff. So that's number one. And the next thing I think you should have also to be sure, the thing that this whole situation told us was that at a certain point, things, you know, like, how am I say this? We can run out of supplies. It sounds crazy and funny, but who would believe that people would fight and struggle for things in supermarkets, like utilities you need, like the sanitizers, like the toilet papers, you know, all these things. They ran out. They cleared shelves, you know, of these. Nobody could expect that to happen. But so, what am I trying to say in this, like, on this thing? As you're stocking or you're packing your bags, you have to stock, you know, up on supplies. So you don't want, you know, be out there and things get south and then you don't have nothing to back you up. So you gotta have something with you, so that so when you arrive in a destination, sometimes, for example, if you're going to some remote, let's say you're going to on an island, and you never know, the supply is not quite enough. So having your own stuff gives you the security and gives you, you know, something to fall back on. So you know that at least in any case, I have some extra, you know, the latex disposable gloves. You have maybe some, you know, the hand sanitizers. You have something, you know, to have in your bag. You gotta got some stuff in there, man. You gotta be prepared. Bring whatever you need. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to fill your bag with all that, you know. Try to, you forget your best swimsuits or stuff like that with and fear replace. No. You just have to, you know, you have to remember to carry some stuff with you. That's my point I'm trying to make. You don't want to be surprised, like, you run out of things, and then, because as you know, most of the places out there, though they provide, you know, all these things, but my point is, you want to have your stuff, man. This is what it is, man. For me, I believe this. I always believe in having my own things with me in my bag, man. I always carry my own, hand sanitizers and all that kind of stuff, the big gloves. Find the restaurants or the places they're gonna give you the hand sanitizer, but they're gonna give you the masks and all that kind of stuff. For example, you're going for a trip there, they ain't gonna give you the masks. You don't want to trust the masks from the from anybody, though it's they provide it, but you want to have your own mask, which is I think it's a better way to do it. You carry your own things. That's the best thing to do, is what I think. So as I'm saying, carry stock up on supplies, carry your own stuff when you're going out. At least leave a space somewhere in your bag for that. Don't just pack all you got stuff and you forget about that. So you gotta keep that. And another point thing that I think you should always remember, before you travel, you have to do really, really, really thorough ground check, like background check, like homework. Do your homework, check with the destination. I mean, most of these things, the points apply mainly for the international traveling. You haven't visited a place yet, you have to check and find out if authorities have enacted some restrictions regarding your country coming out or not. It won't make sense to plan a let's say 2 weeks vacation, and the moment you arrive in a country they send you in a lockdown for 14 days. Which is exactly the period you plan to spend with holiday. So you gotta do some really good homework before you go out to travel. You have to to see the entry requirements, the borders closing. You don't want to be closed into the flight suspensions, when are the routes connecting to your country from your destination. All these things, you have to know them. It can happen like in a snap, man. They can lock you down, man, if you don't know. It's not about getting on the plane and then just head out to, let's say you head out to I'm just giving an example. You go to, let's say you always wanted to go to Ibiza, but you go there and then you find that, like, we don't allow people from a certain place, so we're gonna set you in lockdown. That's how this is a government requirement for anyone. So you have to do your homework before you leave your home country or your place to go for a tour. So the next thing that I think, which is also important to see, because foreign traveling, you have to, you have an itinerary, you have arranged some things. So you gotta see something. You have to see if your planned trips, let's say, or journeys or something like that, are affected by the policies of some countries. Many countries implementing policies and restrictions designed to contain outbreaks. So you may find it's interfering with how you planned with your travel. So you better make sure that let's say you're like in a cruise line, or you're taking a cruise line airline stuff. You have to check with your travel agent mainly to tell you how you show them, you discuss with them what you planned, and they tell you how is it going to work corresponding to the to the policies in your final destination. Just by the way, some good news. For example, here in Greece, cruise ships and all these major cruise lines are going to be cruising again starting from the 1st of August, which is like in the next few days. Today's the 30th of July, so like in a few days it's gonna be the old cruise ships. They're gonna be, so if you're booking your trip with a cruise line, you have to talk to them and see how it's gonna be if you're not affected by by the policies. The next thing you have to I think you have to talk to your agent, like, really, because your agent is the person, like it's their job to inform you of the terms and condition of every every travel supply you're going to be working with, involved in your itinerary, including the refund policies. Because I've read so many people complaining about suppliers not refunding them because of some terms and conditions which are not fulfilled. So people pre-booked all their programs, but they're not refunded because of some. So your travel agent has to give you all this information to know what's going on before you book or you go for anything, like for accommodations and trips and activities to do. So some things you have to to pay attention, because with these sort of situations you have to know, for example, if a tour you booked is cancelled due to a breakout, let's say, do you get refunded? Well, I mean, how many days do you have to inform? Is your trip suspended, or your flight to the destination is suspended for a certain reason? Do you get refunded? Like, you have to know all these details before you do. So I think, I just, these are the things. I think that's all. For the when it comes to the tips I want to drop for you guys to check out and be ready for, before you go out. I think it's cool. It's enough for the few. If you have another things, you can leave them in the comment and review. Once again, if you've just joined, if it's your first time here, don't forget to subscribe so that you can know whenever I post a new episode. It's K-Sport. It's a K-Sport podcast. It's available on all platforms where you listen to your podcast, your favorite podcast, on Apple, podcast, on Spotify, everywhere. Google Podcast, you can find it everywhere. So help subscribe and share and everything like that. So we're trying to get back to the reason why I went out. I've been off for, like, I was trying to figure out, I think it was like for what, 2 weeks, yeah. But within that period it was really crazy. I had some issues. I discovered about so many things, and there I wanted to talk about also something called a shitty internet providers. Oh my god, my internet provider was a very bad one, very bad. I had a situation where I was trying to have, I had an internet provider who was really good from the beginning. When you're trying to join a network, they give you all this sales speech, blah blah blah, it's gonna be the best one you're gonna have. And to be honest, the price was really good. That's why I took the package. But things, I rode with these people for like I'm not gonna mention the name of the company. I don't want to, but they know that because I put in my my rage and complaint to them, so they know if they listen to the podcast. Next time if they mess up or anything, if I hear some stories, I'm gonna put them out there. So I went, like, as I said, I've been with them like for the first year. So, and in the second year, these people, like, the package that I chose was really good. I didn't complain, for sure, it was good. And then somewhere along the way they changed their policies, and they didn't tell me nothing. And I started receiving some messages like, blah blah blah, you gotta update you and change the package you have to something different. I was like, fine. So what I did was I upgraded and went to a different package. No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't a different package, it was the same package, but the prices was changed. I was like, fair enough. Maybe things are changing, so it doesn't matter for the price. So if it's changed, but I'm still gonna get the good service, that's what I care about. A few changes in the euros is the same thing. So what happened was, when they increased the price for this package, this specific package, you would expect that things would be getting better. Like the service, right? Because you get something to correspond with the price increase. That's the reason, right? But this thing with this service was the opposite. We're in a period where apparently we're working from home, right? We just, meaning that we're mainly virtual, like on like Zoom calls, or like Zoom calls every time, like we're having Zoom conference all the time. This is the means of communication we have. So this service go started being so bad, and like during like 5 consecutive Zoom meetings, I was logged out because of the internet. Like it was just freeze and take me out. Like it would just do. I mean, I would restart my router, I would do everything and like out. And what pissed me off was they changed the billing policy, whereby they used to charge me the period that I've finished. Like when at the end of the month, they would bring the bill, meaning that I'm paying for the previous bill, right? But then what happened? They changed the policy where I have to pay before I go into the new one, like a prepay for the service before I use it, which was okay. I mean, I don't care if you change the policies, but you have to communicate all the new changes to me, and I have to get a corresponding service. I mean, for any changes you make. They made all these changes, never informed me. I'm seeing these bills coming through. I'm like, how do you say that I got a bill to clear when I haven't like finished even this? I haven't even got into the month. What do you mean? So I went to this, with a lot of rage. I don't know if you've had this, I had the rage from being logged out of 5 meetings, and I went out to the to this service center. I was like so mad. I was like, yo, what does this mean? Why do I have a bill before showing that I have to pay something a month that I've not used? And it's like, yo, we changed the policy, blah blah blah, this is now a new policy. I was like, I don't fucking care about the policy you're talking about. You didn't tell me shit, and the internet is so shitty. You changed my I raged, man. I raged, and I was like, you know what? I don't know. I'm switching out for you. I don't give a shit now. I'm just changing up. I want to terminate my contract with you guys. I don't care. So because you have to sign up like for 2 years contract. So my second year, so I was in a period where I can terminate my contract before, because what they do normally to keep you into the contract, they'll be like, if you haven't finished 2 years, you can't terminate the contract, or else if you want to do it, you have to pay. Like they make you pay a final, like terminating contract in them. But the thing is, I was like done. I was within a period of 2 years already, which is already good for me to terminate the whole thing without making a payment. So I was like, yo, I'm just tapping out of this. I don't want anymore. I don't want this service anymore. I'm just gonna terminate every one. So they told me it's gonna take you. All right, it's gonna take us. We're gonna terminate you as you wish, and it's gonna take us a week. Within a week's time, we're gonna terminate you out. I was like, okay. So like this, just like any other service providers, if you make an application to join a new network or a new service provider, you have you have a waiting period. Sometimes it goes like from 5 to 14 days of waiting. So it is quite a long, most 7, something like that. So it's like, all right, if it's gonna take you a week to disconnect me, let me go. I immediately went to a different service provider who was really good, and I told them like, well, I want to apply for a new service, and like, okay, so all right, I made all the applications. So my calculation was, if I spend this week waiting for the internet from to waiting for this to disconnect me from the old one, and to it will be the same period I'll be waiting to join, because I asked the guy from the new service provider wanted to join. It was like, okay, how long is it going to take me? The guy was like, all right, it's going to be like a week. I was like, perfect, it's gonna just work for me fine. I was like, all right, got it. So I was like, by the time these people, the old one will be disconnecting, the time will be ready for the new ones to connect me. So I'll be just like switching from one to next. So I won't even miss a bit. I was like, fair enough. So I did the applications for the new service, and then everything was fine. I get back home, and to find my router with a blinking red light, the red light, that light that that shows the internet service availability. When it's on, it's or it's different color. Mine was like blinking with green when the service is available. So when it wasn't available, it was blinking with red. So I get home. Sometimes I used to do it because I was used to that. So like maybe it's just disconnected a little bit. Maybe he's gonna get back. So I went in the house. It goes like for half an hour. It's like nothing, no connection. I was like, oh, is something wrong? Maybe because usually it used to do that, but it wouldn't spend a lot of time without getting back on. So it was like back and forth like that. But this time around, it was like forever. It's like no red, nothing. It's changing. It's like, yo, something must be wrong. I rebooted the router. I restarted and like restarted it, so like to see if it can get back on. To find out that these people from the old service, they just disconnected me immediately. I mean, I don't know if it was just so pissed off with me. So, but when I left the fucking office, they just, I mean, I think they just like, pissed off to lose a client or something like that within lockdown. I can't find a reason. But what I knew that they disconnected me right there and then. They didn't even wait for the week. Holy fuck, it was just hell. I had to wait, and like the next morning I thought maybe it's gonna be fun. Man, it was off. Now I'm having a full week of not having the internet. Oh my god, I'd never thought to my life how much or what it feels to have an addiction. And until to this day, I never knew that I was addicted to the internet. I mean, until to that day, not today, but now I know. Oh my god, I was like shifted from a different planet to a different one, to another one. The first days were fine. My cell was I was like I have the mobile internet. Everything was like wine, like. But because it's the only thing that I had running, I had to use too much data. Like every time, like everything was running on my phone. So I was draining my card like nothing. Like within a day, my card was like gone. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something different. I'm not gonna spend a lot of money recharging my mobile data. Just to keep for a week. I mean, it's just a week. I was like, it's just gonna be a week. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna find things to do. Oh my god, it was the worst week I've ever had. I was like helpless. I read my books like I felt bored. Normally, when I'm having my work running, my internet, everything, I have my program. I read books. I read a book, but I know that after reading a book, maybe I'm gonna go to surf some internet to do something else. So I read a book and I'm like, damn, like I can't wait for the whole day. It started boring. I'm like, I gotta do something. With work, the days were easy because I had to go out and find some internet somewhere. And, I have friends with internet, but I hate bothering people. Like you can go into somebody's home, like, you know what, I want to stay here to work, to do my own work. When you visit a friend, they're gonna want have a chat, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not the kind of person who like you can divide. I'm bad at dividing attention. Like if I'm like working on something, I really can't hold a conversation with anybody. And for me, it looks a bit rude to the person that has hosted me in their home or their places. It doesn't matter. Most of the people are like, no, we're fine, I'm good, you can do your thing. I feel uncomfortable. I'd rather go in a strange place where nobody knows me, where nobody's gonna give a shit about me, and I just do my thing out there. So that's what I used to do. Go out in the coffee shops during daytime to do my normal work, and then come back in the night in the house. In this, it's like now I hate my home. It's like a haunted place. Nothing's going on there. And what I did is like I used to fill my nights like when you start saying you'd be like, you know what, I think I should do some cleaning. And it's not like you don't clean, you clean your house, but This time around, you want to clean those places you don't clean. This is the time. I'm like, you lift up your couch and you realize how dusty it is, and you thought that you were cleaning really thoroughly, but how you find like a dust like under your couch, to like dust for full year or 3 months or something like that. No, it wasn't for a full year. No, it was like for 2-3 months, I think. So yeah, I did the cleaning. The cleaning was done, and I was like, you know what? I think I should do some recording for my episodes to be coming, like to prepare for my next episodes to be ready by the time I get my internet. I'll be like posting to create some content right away within this period. But still, I need to do some research for things, blah blah blah. And I'm a kind of person where I want to do something and I just have it done. Like I record an episode, I do the editing, and then just like put it up right and then. But I don't want to do things. And I was like, before I lost the internet, I had bought, a microphone. I was trying to, now this is a different story, but I'll tell it to you. I mean, I got a time about this. So before the whole fucking internet thing situation, because if you realize, most of the first episodes, the few episodes, like I think 2-3 episodes, were I recorded them from my iPhone, so the audio wasn't bad, but it was kind of sketchy. So I was like, I want to get a new microphone, try to get some tools to help me, upgrade my audio quality to see. So I went out and got me a microphone, which wasn't so expensive, not so fancy, but it's a good quality. It was a small good quality, I would say good quality, but not super excellent quality, right? And by the way, it's the one I'm using, so don't judge me. So but I went to the shop, a big store. It's an electronic store, so I went there, I bought the microphone, and reaching home, this microphone wasn't working. And immediately when I went back, it's like I bought it and reached and tried my laptop, and it wasn't working. So like, I phoned the guys from the company. I told them like, this thing must be faulty, so let's try to see if it's not working. It's not one. Oh, I'm bringing this. Like, all right, bring it back here, and we exchange it with another one. So when I took it back, the guy just told me, all right, get another one. So I just got another one. I went back home, and to find that even this second microphone was not working. At this time I feel bad. I was like, you know what, I can go back 2 times to at least for the same thing, like the same microphone. This guy's gonna think maybe I'm just making these things. I'm the one fucking up this microphone, and they just bring them back. Because I was busy, it was a busy period, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just get money and then go buy a good microphone, maybe just buy or some different brands or something like that when I get time. So I think I was trying to record, I think it was the second before the third episode. So that episode I was like, I'm going to use my iPhone as well to do that. So I did upload again, and we used my audio. My iPhone is like, all right, now I'm going to use that. So what happened, I go with the box and I just wrapped it in. I just threw it into the shelves and then put it back. So now, to bring you back to the point where it is, like during this period when I was trying to find things to do, when I didn't have the internet, I did the cleaning. I was cleaning one of the shelves on my desk. Then I opened. I found the microphone. I was like, oh, Then a thought came into my head. I was like, you know what? I paid for this fucking thing. I paid for this microphone. I must fight to retrieve my money back. Oh my god, it was so bad. I mean, this is evil, but I was like, you know what? I paid for this. I have to fight for it. So I have to fight to get my money. If at least, even if they don't give me the money, at least I would know. At least I tried. It was like, you know what? Tomorrow, my day after my work, I got things to do. I'm gonna go and check out my microphone. With the store. And this was like what, after like 2 weeks or something like that, of buying this thing without going back. So what I did, I went out And if you realize that on both scenarios, on the two times I took the microphone from the shop, if you remember from the conversation, I I didn't do what? We didn't do any testing, we didn't do any testing. So I was just taking microphone and then reaching home and walking thing, and just like the same time, the same thing. So this entrepreneur is like, yo, this guy, I tell this guy, you know what, the microphone isn't working. So it's like, okay, this is a problem. So what they tested is like, okay, this one is maybe it's not working, blah blah blah. So I got the second one. So I was like, look, the mistake we did last time is I took a microphone but we didn't test it. So can we test this thing? And he told me like, you know what, maybe you can take a different brand, because if you tell me that if you've taken this brand two times and it's not work, maybe it's better to choose a different one. It's like, all right, now let me see the kind of brands you have around and now the next option. So there was the same exact brand that I took and other brands that were a bit cheaper than this, and I was like, no, that's not fair for me. I bought this one is a bit expensive than the other ones which are there, so I'd rather take the same brand, but this time around I'm not leaving without testing this microphone before I take it. It's because like, fair enough, so let's do it. So we tested and this microphone was working, and oh my god, so I was like, set alright. And this guy, I was so really surprised, but this guy was so cool. The good thing is he's the same person that I phoned there, and that's a good thing of buying from big stores, because they offer you the guarantee for anything you buy. But I mean, you may be there and ask yourself, are people still buying things from stores without guarantee? Yes, they do. So if it comes to anything like serious like electronics or anything, I really urge you to buy something new and from a well-established store. You don't buy it from now and the time, man. It's crazy. That's the advantage. So because these guys are like, it's fair enough, it happens, so you're still in a guaranteed period of the product, so you can change how many times you want. So this guy gives me another one. We tested, it's working. Then I went back home so excited. I was like, all right, man, it's good. I didn't know, when you go into a place with that feeling that maybe they're not gonna give me something, then you out of a surprise, things can turn out to be so easy for you. It just gives me within another microphone without even questioning or thinking. But the thing is, I was being honest. I didn't do anything. I didn't maybe mess up the microphone. It was just what it is. It wasn't working. So when I reached home, I was with all the excitement. It was a plug and play. I plugged into my laptop, and guess what? It was not working. Oh my god! Now I freaked out. Now I freaked out. I said, no way. We tested this microphone was working. I just can't believe it. So I have two laptops. The one what I do with different projects, my different project, my private, these recordings and all these things, and the one which I use for other official work, stuff like that. So I was like, you know what, let me try this microphone on the other laptop, on the official work, blah blah, and then try it, and it's working. It was working, and guess what? It was my laptop that I use for different projects, which was missing some, I would say drivers for these, for the external microphone to be, read. It couldn't read this microphone, So I had to go out and download a different driver, and then it recognized the microphone, and it made me think maybe that all the first microphones that I took back were working. Oh my god, I felt so bad for myself and for the guy, because the guy was like, all right, he didn't try to test, so he's just throwing it back down there and just give me the next one. So it wasn't the microphone. I think it was about the laptop, or with missing some drivers. So what does this bring down to? My conclusion is you always have to do thorough research about a problem. This is the moral of the story. You don't look at a situation and conclude and jump to conclusions. every situation you have to look at it at 3 dimensions, because sometimes there's some things we miss, yet they have to be the ones we have to look at to fix the situation. This is the moral of the story, and this is what I think I would like you to take out of this. You have to analyze the whole problem, the whole situation, or be it whatever it is. You have to look into all the aspects of the situation, of the problem. I hate calling it a problem. I always call such challenges as situation. I don't call them problems, because you don't know, you don't want to, you have to really look into things. Most of 9 out of 10 of the things, or most of the problems we present to the, let's say, the people that fix them, or it's always a small thing, and if you just paid an extra little bit of attention and a little bit of research, you would have found out what was wrong in the situation. Let's say you're having an argument with someone. Let's say if you pay a little bit of an extra attention, you may find out that at a certain point you would have resolved an issue with someone if you just paid attention and looked at the situation in 3 dimensions. This time it was a product, but it could be anything else, and the same logic applies to anything. So this is what I'm saying. It was my experience, and I'm so glad that I'm sharing it with you. So that was it, and finally I fixed that, and this is my first episode using this different microphone. I don't know, you may give me some feedback about how this audio it sounds. How is it compared to the previous one that I've been using my phone? So I want to hear myself, and I want to hear your reviews on this one. So there's quite a lot of things. That was a lesson right there, but still we can talk about a lot of things that happened or that have been happening around during this period, or that are going to happen. There's quite a lot of things, and for example, as I was saying, in a travel news around Greece here, cruise ships are just starting to work again, which is very big news for the travel industry. And in sports, I think the NBA is started, I think. Yeah. So for everyone who loves basketball, you better be ready for that. And for the soccer lovers, on Saturday at 7:30 is going to be the FA finals between Arsenal and Chelsea, the English FA finals. So you better be ready. If you will love soccer, you just have to watch that one. And there's within the also in the Greek sports, there was something strange. There was the final of the Greek Cup, which is among the biggest rivals in Greece, that is AEK and Olympiacos. The final was rescheduled 2 days ago, whereby they found some explosives in the fucking pitch, which wasn't good. So there's gasoline bombs. It's always a mess with this when these two rivalry teams are playing. So they found all that explosives. So they postponed the finals to August. That actually was today. So it was 2 days ago. And yeah. By the way, I think the game just. Yeah. Let me see the results. Yeah, it's finished. Olympiacos took the championship. That's big news right there. That's very big news. Olympiacos took I think it's their 45th championship. Yeah, yo, that's big. That's big right there. So for you people who love the Greeks, like this, for the locals, if you love Greek soccer, Olympiacos, if you know something about Greece, Olympiacos is one of those teams which is really dominant in the local leagues. So, and some more about the man at the Kupo, Yanis. I think he's got his Zoom Freaks tool launched in different colors by Nike. So this guy is doing big. He's getting all these endorsements. So he's got his kicks updated to the Zoom Freaks. Call them the Freaks too. And what else? What do we have in the news? Let me see. back in the entertainment news, around the world, there's some stuff that happened. Y'all remember about, I think, yeah, I never spoke about the, like, I think that's the period when I was off, when Kanye went for president and then dropped out, all that kind of stuff. It was crazy. And so that's like on an international scene. And this guy, the guy for these guys, Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson's, they got the official Greek citizens. Now they're officially Greeks. When you have money, you can be a citizen of the world. That's what it is anyway. So this guy is now, but Greece is really very good spot to live in. I can't blame them. And by the way, was it on Friday? Oh, sorry, on I think Saturday. There was a very if you love old school rap music, there was a battle. It's DMX versus Snoop Dogg on Verizon on Instagram Live versus. It was crazy. It was really nice. With watching these legends going down, down the memory lane of their biggest hits of a long time. So that was also a good thing to watch out. I mean, if you haven't checked out, you can go over there on both of their pages. You can go and put Snoop's page, and you can see that that was a really good battle. If you love hip hop and all this, old school music, they were doing it with DMX. So why not drop this episode here, man? You've been amazing. This amazing episode is already another episode here at K-Sport. If you just joined, just subscribe, activate your notifications so that you can know whenever I post a new episode. As I said, we're gonna be I always promised you to bring you guests, but I'd planned one of my guests who was supposed to be with me on this episode. She traveled, so which pushed me to push that interview to the next episode I'll see. So I'll be letting you know about that. But fair enough, you find some nuggets in this episode. I came up with a lot of things that I thought I needed to share with you. It was a bit a long time since I last spoke to you. I feel good to be back. Really, I really feel good to be close to you. Whenever I come down here to share all my experiences and my thoughts on things, it makes me feel to share with you guys. And also, so guys, we're gonna call it today and night. Have a good evening. Enjoy your evening, afternoon. Stay safe wherever you are. Travel safe and stay alive until we go through all these, so that we can enjoy the next day. Peace out.